Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a bright, beautiful, sunny day in Germany, and I decided to just throw on some earrings and headscarf because uh, I don't have on any makeup. And yesterday we took the kids out to play indoor play center, and so we're just having some downtime today. So let's get right into this video. This video is going to be a little bit about um, my business life and what I've been up to lately. So I don't know if I had mentioned before that I had a contractor or a few contractors that I was working with, and one of them was really nice and very, very super helpful, and the other one was just like, harassing me every day, asking me for deadlines, asking me to confirm orders. And I'm a small business. We run our business basically just my husband and I. And because of a lot of limitations based on the fact that we live in Germany, we've been really trying to get the thing done right and done slowly. And so that means that we can't, I prefer um, working at a pace that is more relaxed, because that's why you do business for yourself, because you don't want a boss pressuring you to get the thing done within a certain time. And so my contractor, one of them was like harassing me, not harassing, but really being very diligent with getting some work done every day, wanting a confirmation. It was a huge turnoff for me. And so I basically was just like, you know what, just forget the orders. I'm just going to have to tell my clients something else, and maybe look for an alternative, because um, you and I seem to be working at two different paces, and that's okay. But in terms of like my ability or capacity to get the thing done at this time, I am not feeling like, I don't even remember exactly what I told her, but I was just like, you're fired. And so the lesson in business, especially when you're starting off small, or when you're starting, you know, your your business from scratch, you gotta really have to know exactly what it takes. Do you have the capacity to grow? Do you have the resources to grow? Do you have the resourcefulness to grow? And what it is it's going to take for you to take your business to the next level. And I didn't really understand that when I first started. And so as I was understanding it, I didn't want to have to get into all those details with my contractor. I just was kind of hoping that they would understand that, I need a moment, I need a week or two or month maybe. Um, and I understand that you have other business, so go ahead and do that other business, and I'll get back to you when I'm ready. And their response was, well, we had a sale, or you can get this deal at this time, or, we'll work with you with this amount. And it wasn't the amount that I was asking for. And so, I was just like, I'm just not ready. And if you can't understand that, it's going to make it hard for me to focus on getting ready if I got to continue take time out and explain to you that I'm not ready. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, when you're working with people, people have to kind of work with you and understand what your, I don't want to say limitations are, but what you're up against. Um, Up against just also seems really negative, but you want your people to kind of motivate you to get the thing done in a way that is not a pressure. And I know some people work better under pressure, but I'd like to work at a pace where I'm prepared as much as possible, because things will always happen. And I would like to work at a pace where I'm in a friendly, happy, peaceful, joyous environment, and I really wasn't getting that from my contractor. So it was just like, let's just take a break. And my reputation is at stake. My business is at stake, because here in Germany, like, one of the things that we are still dealing with, is paperwork. And I know paperwork sounds like a very ugly, bad word, but it's a necessity for growing my business. It's part of the promise that I made for the product that I'm providing, that it's going to be done in a certain fashion and at a certain quality with certain standards. And in order for me to do that, I have to be able to make sure that all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. And so when you want to hurry up and come up because you're trying to make a quick quick buck, or you're trying to make a buck, then that's the most top priority, and you really don't care about stuff like paperwork and getting things in order the way they're supposed to. And that's not what I'm about. And so as a contractor, when you're not feeling me, when you don't really understand that, and that goes for my coaching, quote unquote coaching, as well, like when I'm sharing with people, these people are my friends, these people are people that I care about, and I would never give them advice that I don't believe in or practice. And so I would never sell a product that I don't believe in or would want to wear myself. And so I'm not for everyone, and everybody's not for me, and I think I've said that before. So when the people that I'm working with can't really get that, then you're fired. It sounds bad, you know. Since then, an update. We are still in the middle process of negotiation, but like I said, they're still like not really hearing and understanding that I gotta make sure that this, like, I literally will not be able to receive my large orders without certain paperwork first, and that's gonna take some time, and it's not necessarily in my hands to know exactly how much time it's going to take, because it's a paperwork that has to be done through the EU offices here in the European Union, and so I, you know, if you're doing business in another country or in a country, there's certain statute of, I don't like that word limitation again, but there's certain things that you got to put in place, and you got to know what those things are and get those things done before you start to promise people things. And that's my number one rule and lesson that I've learned about putting paperwork off, is that when you don't do that, it will definitely come back to bite you, even when you're doing online businesses. And so when you have people who are working with you, who are employed by you, people that you pay to get a thing done, that don't understand what the integrity of your company is, then they have to go. Because, you know, everybody got to understand that this is a SOP, this is a standard operating procedure when it comes to how you do business. And there is a lot of risk that you take on when the person wants to lower the standard and then put your name to it, and then you are the one who ends up getting in trouble because you didn't provide what you promised. So I hope that makes sense, and that's how business is doing it. We've kind of slowed down to take a little bit of vacation time, and it was hard because, you know, like, I literally dream at night about like outfits and what's trendy, what's really real, and so I kind of am always still working. Don't tell anyone. But I've really, you know, I'm really holding off on putting out any more content in terms of like, okay, this is what's coming up or that's what's coming up, until all the paperwork has been completely done and finished and said. So I got my licenses in the works. I got my passport, unfortunately, was stolen, and so that has to be replaced, and so that has just kind of halted everything, because now that we want to take it to the next level, when I take orders and when I say I am who I am and I'm running X, Y, and Z business here, I got to present myself, and I have to present an ID to people, and, you know, like, right now I kind of don't really exist. And so I don't want to have to be explaining to people all of that. You know, as a contractor, you take on a job. If your client says we're not ready to move it forward, I think you should be able to say, okay, well, get back to me when you are, you know. I'm checking every once in a while, but not every day, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like harassment. You know, I feel harassed. So you're fired. You know, and they came back and they were like, you know, can we get rehired? So I'm actually considering it, because it was one of our better contractors, actually, and I was really excited about working with them. But at this point, I really gotta, you know, kind of tie my hands behind my back and not be tempted to commit myself to anything more until this step has been completed. So see everything to completion and complete every task completely. Is the lesson there also, in terms of firing and hiring employees. So I hope this video was helpful. Please leave your comments and likes at the bottom and subscribe. I will see you guys soon.